So the first thing that I do when I get a song is I'll throw it on my iPod and I'll probably listen to it about 14,000 times, and I'll walk around my neighborhood. I think it's important that you get immersed in the music, first of all, and then the second thing is you should take into consideration what the artist wants, but at the same time, if you're going to give anything a different spin in hip-hop, you have to incorporate your own ideas, because all hip-hop artists want the same thing. Girls, cars, bling, parties, pretty much. If you want to stand out nowadays, it's important that you try to come with something different than what everybody else can give you. There's a lot of conventional hip-hop imagery that's out there, and it's not going to change. But if you shoot it in a different way than you have seen it shot before, then you bring something different to it. Just make sure that you research the type of look that you want. Find a DP, a camera person, or a lighting person that is going to help you to achieve that. So if anybody wants to shoot video on digital video, is try to come up with concepts that feel like digital video. I mean, you're shooting on digital video, there's a big gap between that and film. And no matter how much you try to make it look like film, a lot of times it does not look like film, and people will see that. But if you choose concepts for your videos that feel like digital video on purpose, people will accept that. Especially when you get into hip-hop videos, you're talking about aesthetics, you're talking about color, you're trying to make something look bigger than life. And it's important that you somehow figure out how to make them look that big. That's the key. And it's in your choice of shot selection. Sometimes it's in your wardrobe, sometimes it's in your lighting, but you choose these things to make somebody look as cool as possible. When you're shooting just images and you have a track behind it, you often have to ask people to be bigger than they would normally be. It's just something that shows up on camera, and the camera does not capture when, in fact, it looks really bad when somebody is being subtle. You have to ask them to be extra large. You do the chorus. So actually mouth it, you know what I'm saying? Right to the camera, boom, 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 whatever.
24 frames. Okay? Reset, Philip.
If you want to shoot in slow motion, you actually shoot faster on your film. You increase the speed of the film going through the camera, and it slows the image down. If you're shooting an artist who's singing and you want to get them singing in slow motion but still delivering the lines, you have to speed the track up an equal amount to how fast your camera is going. So if you're shooting 2 times the camera speed, then you're speeding your track up 2 times. So they have to actually learn the track at twice the speed that they're used to singing it. Basically, in film, you only have one sense, the visual sense, and you have to make that cover for the other 4 senses that you have in real life. When you're doing music videos, when you're doing any kind of film shoot, you have to set up some form of a schedule. How are you going to cover things? We call it coverage. You know, if I'm going to shoot this Hummer and I have several things going on with this Hummer, and then I have another shoot that's, say, across town, I have to do all of my Hummer stuff all at once, even though in the video it might not appear like it's all in one place. There are certain rules with film. Like when they call a master shot, you shoot a wide shot, you make sure that you get all the action that you need happening in this wide shot, and then you go in closer and do specifics. So that if you ever have any screw-ups, you at least have this wide master shot to cut back to where people can complete the action. And that's sort of the start of how you would set up your day in shooting. It's really about being sort of an expert communicator. I mean, ultimately, the sort of vision for whatever you're doing is fully in your head, but it is not fully in anybody else's head. And you have to make sure that you can communicate that idea properly to everybody. If something goes to shit, it's your fault. And ultimately, everybody will look at the director. They're not going to look at anybody else.
Can we go that?
Cut!